What is up, everybody? Not sure who's going to make it today, but I'm going to come on anyways, and I'll just pull a general message for the 4th of July week ahead. It's July 2nd, so welcome. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Juniper Blue Mystique. I am the Ascension Master Healer, and Divine Guide. What is up, Lisa? Good morning. It says nobody's here. I love it how it does that. Nobody's here, it says. So silliness. I'm trying not to be emotional today. Just an emotional day. Can you guys feel the energy of the new moon or the full moon or whatever the hell's coming? It's very powerful. So hello. How's everything going? I don't know. Around here, sometimes it feels like we just need to get off the ride. We'll see if Roger comes today. I find this funny. We shall see if he comes. So how's it going? Yeah, I did the Nile one, right? And they're like, oh, blessings coming your way. And haven't seen that yet at all. So it's just been a little rough ride around here. So that's what we're doing. Just trying to stay afloat. I don't know about blessings, backed into a corner maybe. So I'm not sure what they're talking about there. We'll see. We will see. It's already July 2nd. It's quite an interesting month. Not my favorite month. It's my birthday month. It's the month of getting older. Thank you. Yeah, we'll see. In the Nile video, they had talked about all this abundance and blessings, and ever since it's been like, that's not what's happening. So I don't know what it is. I'm just going to sit back and relax. If you guys don't see me on here for a while, just know there's a reason. So we shall see. I don't know. I'm like, if this is my abundance, I'm out. Because I don't know at this point. Don't know why they would even say that. Honestly, it's like something's got to be. Yeah, staying positive as possible. Not sure. Something I got to figure out. The downloads kept coming in all the way through yesterday. And the fact that I thought I knew the whole return of Christ, but no, it was not just the focus of Jesus and Mary Magdalene, where I got stuck there too. I was like, cool, that's the return of Christ. The whole entire return of the Christ was everything that I had done. So that was pretty cool. It's still not done, and we are a little out of balance because of the DM. That's just what it is. And it sucks, but it is the way it is. Not fully, because Malachi put a lot of blue light in. And the DM did some blue light. But as far as the balance of love flow and the balance of the earth, yeah, he's a little bit, it's a little bit off because of him. So that really sucks. So I kind of wanted to pull a collective message. I tried to channel one. Because of my emotions, I didn't get anything. So I have to clear that a little bit. I don't know. We shall see. I'll just see what the collective message is. I didn't think that he would show up today. So he kept wanting a message. He'd comment in my comments that he wanted a message. I told him to show up on Sunday, and he had the nerve to tell me, well, he had church. I'm like, okay, well, what church are you preaching to? Right? But I don't see him here. So it's a little bit of a bummer why Roger didn't show. I'm like, what church are you preaching to here? Personally, I wouldn't step foot in a church ever again, especially after knowing what I know now. And the crosses like make me kind of sick to my stomach. I'm like, Yeah. 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 So we'll see. All right. So watch our words. Watch our words. Life is a mystery. So are you feeling that right now? Like personally, I don't understand anything that's happening. Ever since my DM got to create a new timeline, I feel like I'm upside down. And I feel like that's happening. It's like this new timeline. I feel like I'm upside down. We have to watch our words. So let's just put that there. And they said that in the Nile one too. For those that were in the workshop with me, I know Lisa was, Gigi and Amy. We've got to watch our words because we're creating. So in that case, all my bills are paid. My rent is paid. Everything's paid. Everything's good. We're safe. That's it, right? Let's just speak our mind. Let's speak our truths. So we have to watch our words. Speak positives, even if it's hard. I feel like that's important right now. And it's funny because I feel like that also has to do with the Nile passageway. So, you know how in the Bible they talked about how they poured beer to distract Sekhmet? Well, you know, in the attacks I've had coming at me, like it's crazy. It's like, give up, don't do this, don't do that, just go do this. It doesn't matter. It's like constant sabotaging behaviors. And I feel like that goes with mental aspect too, right? It goes with a mental aspect too. So we have to be very careful. Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Girl, I was supposed to be getting unemployment for the last 3 months and I moved. So they locked my account and it's been locked for 2 months. I still am able to do my certifications, but they're not giving me my money. And so I get that. Totally get that. When the DM didn't show on Christmas, I had to take the crisis down so much. And because that's if I'm out heart center, the DM won't come. So it's constantly, yay, the DM won't step up. So I have to suffer. And that kind of happens a lot. So I try not to be negative towards that, but it's like, does the DM really know how much pain he causes? Does he really know how much rift he causes? My original DM was supposed to show up, but the fallen angels kept him at bay and it caused a lot of problems. Like it hurt really bad. And it's like, when is that going to end? That would be nice. Oh, but who knows, right? So I'm getting that song, Life is a Mystery. Everyone must stand alone. And it feels like home. That song's interesting. So isn't that a Madonna song? Oh, she's on her way out too. You are a mystery, just like a dream. And now the song, I'm just getting it in my head. Just like a prayer, something can take you there. So Roger is not here. I'm a little bit like, I kind of knew it. I'm a little bummed. Always commenting, always wanting questions. I told him be here live on Sunday. He said he would be. I'm just going to throw that out there. Got to give him a little bit of a hard time if he does watch this. It's like, he'll go invest in an EVP, but not in knowing how to heal and do them himself. I wish he would. You don't need an EVP. We don't need those tools and machines because in the new earth, everybody can connect. Everybody should be able to connect. Everybody should be able to feel into the energies. It's a whole different world. There's no more veil. There's no more denseness. There's no more nothing. We have to be very careful with that. And just like they said in the Nile, they want me to remind this is that our blessings come in when we are in higher vibrations, when we feel grateful, gratitude, and joy, and when we're in balance of a heart-centered nature. And that can be difficult, right? It really can be. That's when miracles and blessings can come in. If we're not in that aspect, then they are not able to come in, which is why I think I need to do something for art. I think I need to do a workshop for creativities. I really do. All right, Spirit, what do we need to see for the collective soul? That was a lot. Let me grab those. Hang on. Yes, we have our own abilities. We can connect. Exactly. You just have to heal into that. And I keep trying to tell him that. And he's like, I bought an EVP. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I have I'm a medium too, right? But I didn't know this right away. I'll read these too. But it's like my kids and I, we once tried those apps. They're for like haunted places and ghosts and things. And it's a joke. They thought there was a ghost because there was a dog on the dog food bag. And so it was presenting as a person standing over there. And I'm like, you guys, like those apps and things, they're just so silly. They're just such a joke. But people like really do get into that kind of stuff. They really do. And those EVP sessions, I feel like they're limited. Okay. Is it a possibility they can tune into some things? Yeah, maybe. Okay. Maybe frequencies are real. Energy is real. But here's the thing is your body is way more capable than those things. Okay. Our body is so much more capable and the veils have been lifted. They're gone. If nothing else, then that's the work that you can see that I've done, right? It's like all those veils have been lifted. All of those things are gone. It's really now in you. It's up to you to remove those things from your system. And once you do that, it's in you. Tune in, ask the questions in you, feel into the energies around you. Because if we're trying to do things in a third dimensional nature, they're not going to work anymore. Because I undid the earth so much, and I talk about that. And that's why I have new modalities that I have to bring through. That's why I have the courses that I have. Because I didn't just come here to change the planet. I came here to change the way we do things also. And not to mention, third dimensional ways does not align with 5 and 7D at all. At all. Reiki gives me like a horrible feeling on the back of my neck. But what I do is like Reiki times 30,000, right? Like it's totally different, but it's the same. So there's some similarities. But if you're not clearing and healing and getting the DNA activations, you're not able to tune into them. And again, it's like some people still think that just because the Schumann resonance is off the chart and we're getting like all of these downloads and things like that, that we just automatically get them. No, it's a rite of passage where you don't get into the kingdom of heaven unless you're doing the work. And there's a reason for that, because we can't let any darkness in. The vibrations just don't compute. And so that's why I say, even if you're a starseed or a light worker, if you're not doing the proper healing, then you will not receive the proper activations. Okay. And I know people who just kind of say, oh yeah, we're healing ourselves. And they've never done like Lacey, right? It's kind of like this mocking feeling towards me. I get a little bit, but she's like, swear adamant she's healing everything. And I would wonder, you know what I mean? Like sometimes we need each other. Sometimes we need to do some deep healing and some deep recognition, and it's all karmic based. So that's what I talked about too, right? That's it's all karmic based from your past lives and stuff. And so there's a lot more to it, you know, than just, oh, we're just raising the vibration to ascend. You got to raise your vibration. Yes. The more we do that, the more we do ascend. Yes. It truly is about that, but there's more to it than that. There's more sustenance. You know what I mean? And I think it's kind of cool. Yes, the trees can help you release, but how, right? When and how? Full moons are a really good time to release. This moon, this energy right now is a catalyst, and that's what they're calling it. We've got set healthy boundaries. Set healthy boundaries, okay? Be generous of spirit. Be generous of spirit and set healthy boundaries. This generous of spirit, there's a lion on here. That talks about no matter what's going on around you, that it's important to be in a generous state. Like me, like, oh man, I can just say I'm done. Everything's done. I can't go on anymore. But that's not what that means, right? It's like no matter what's going on around you, it's finding the positives, it's finding that balance, setting those healthy boundaries, and not letting things sway you, like with Sekhmet, right? Like how they're like, oh yeah, we dumped the one. It's just, you know, they would put out distractions and then take down the light. And so that's an important aspect right now. It's be generous of spirit, set healthy boundaries, and take those times for a deep dive, right? What do I need to dive into? This is showing me something I need to release. It's showing me something I need to heal, because the way spirit works to the way darkness works are vastly different. And we are so conditioned and so ingrained in the muck that it's really difficult to get out of there. So remember, there's always enough. There's always enough. And learn from the past. Okay. Learn from the past. I think we get more like gun shy, right? Like, I'm not going to do this again because that's what happened the first time. We get gun shy. Like, here we go again. Those are opportunities to do them differently. And that's what I talk about too, is the 12 gates through to the ascension is about doing things differently than we would the first time around. That includes things you're doing now, right? So if you feel like, especially with the ascension, if we miss a mark, if we make a oops, right? We have to circle back around. You will have those opportunities. You can see them rise where we circle back around and we have to do them again. And it truly is just about learning the lesson, doing things differently than we would the first time. Okay. Once you master that, you master an ascension portal. That's the thing about the ascension portals, is it gets you out of the darkness and into the light. And it's the challenge of doing so. It's all it's about. It's that choosing to do so. It's the choosing to not suffer. It's the choosing of the rising. Do you guys ever look at like other YouTube channels that pop up, like religious ones and stuff? And a lot of them are saying a lot of people are going to die. This one girl was like, yeah, she got a message from Jesus that a lot of people weren't going to make it. The thing that we have to realize is there's a lot of people here who weren't meant to be here to begin with. Okay. They weren't even meant to be here to begin with. And so it's really important to consider letting all of that go. Don't worry about what's happening on the external as much as what's happening on the internal. Okay. If we worry too much about others, it's going to muck up our ride, if that makes sense. And that goes to say, too, for the twin flame journey. It's like, what am I going to do? He never shows up. He doesn't understand how much he's hurting me. And I could sit here and constantly focus on that. But what good would that do me? That would never do me any good. And no matter what, I have to do things for myself, not for him, right? Be the best version of yourself for you, not for anybody else. It's an interesting concept, because on one hand, we are taught, don't be a narcissist, don't be selfish. And then on the other hand, God's like, yeah, but it's about self-love. So where's the balance between self-love and or being a selfish narcissist? It's this undoing of these false concepts every which way we go, and realizing that that's not real. That's not how it should go. Right? You want to know what else I've realized too, is with all my paintings through my journey. This one right here, I didn't paint. Somebody else painted that. Her name is Martina. She painted that before I did the work. She did a reading on me and she's like, this is what I see. And she painted it and sent it to me. Then when I did the work, the painting went right along with it. We were like, holy shit. So that was a pretty awesome part of the awakening process too. But the rest of them that I've done also are very relevant to my path. Like, have you guys ever, if you're not an artist or whatever, it doesn't matter. I never painted until I had my awakening, and Spirit would be like, paint this. I painted this one. This was a 7D portal. That's a gift for somebody, whoever wants it. That will actually get them through all the portals and things. And it gets them through the 7D portal, which I created and I wasn't supposed to originally. So it's pretty badass. But if you like do those things, if you tune in to do a release of that kind, a painting release, like I had one way over here, you can see it. I didn't realize that was like a twin flame one. There's like these two tornadoes at the top, and they're kind of like murky and dark. And at the bottom is a red and a blue flower. And it was totally representative of my journey. And my point is if you're doing things of like release, points of release, painting, some kind of artistic flow, you can actually look back at it and it should be representative of your journey in some way, shape, or form. And that's the really cool part about it. That's why I like doing the painting ones that I do. And I haven't done one in a minute. I'll do these workshops where we dive in and it's about healing release. But it's so cool when you get to like look back at the journey. I have the tree of life over there. I've got the twin flame ones. I have a flower growing out of the muck. Like there's some really, really cool ones. And so that's, that's a part of a healthy balanced diet. That's why I did the course Balance for Prosperity. Because in the new earth, is if we're out of balance energetically, we're in trouble. And I remember somebody telling me, well, I know somebody who's rich and all their chakras are blocked. And it's like, well, that's good. And that's third dimensional. What's up, Amy? That's third dimensional. That is not the new earth. Okay. Which is why if you're in, the muck of if you're messed with all that stuff that doesn't exist, it's a false foundation. Like, so we have to adjust our ways of creation and our ways of doing things going forward. Manifesting is so different. It's the same kind of base, but it's different. The energies are different. It's not like 3D. It's not this dense, mucky. It is totally different creation. If you're not energetically in flow and in balance, it can be hard to manifest. It can be hard to create. It can be hard to have that prosperity because we're in the gates of heaven at this point, right? Heaven is now on earth. The vibration has risen so high. We have to match it or we can't. It's really hard to create within it. It's really hard to be receptive. So I'm just kind of shooting the shit. What's up, Amy? Roger had said that he really wanted to know something. And I told him, make sure you show up to my live on Sunday. And do you think sure as shit he's here? Nope. He went to church instead. And I'm like, which church are you choosing, Roger? Are you not paying attention to my videos? Clearly he's not. I would be very careful going to church. Let me tell you this. And people might get mad at me if they're religious, but you know what? You don't pay attention to my videos, right? I don't think you're paying attention to where God truly lies. And it's not in church. Okay. So I'm a little bit butthurt that he's not here. That Roger is not here. What is up? And I'm just going to throw that out there. So, as I have stated many, many, many times, is if you guys are not upping your DNA, if you're not upping your energetic flow, then you're not upping your gifts, then they're not working. Okay, there's a reason Spirit has me creating cards of decks as we rise. Everything has to rise in vibration. Everything from the modalities and the tools that we use to the way that we act within our environment and our world. Like right now, the way it's looking, I'm about to just go down. Everything's about to go bye-bye. About to lose everything. And I could let that bother me. I could let that get to me. And that you normally would, right? In the matrix, in the hardcore reality of the world and we once lived in, that would be detrimental. That would be very scary. But we have to be able to look at it from another perspective. No matter what is going on around you, we have to be able to look at things from another perspective. Okay, we have to. It's not easy. And that's that new 3333. That's that new spiritual perspective. Because things are changing around you in such a way that we have to give ourselves time to catch up. It does feel foreign. And this 4th of July, this moon energy right now with the Nile and everything else that we have done, there's a big shift. Big shift occurring. Can you feel it? I can. I feel lost as shit. Nothing I once did is working right now. Okay. It feels so foreign. It feels so off. But that's because we can't work from what we once knew. We have to work from what is the new energies. What is the new earth? And I would do your research a little bit into things like 7D. Because that's truly what we're in is 7D. Now, you don't have to go to 7D to be here. You can be in 5D because that was the original plan. So what does that mean? They're energies, okay? 3rd D, I want you to consider is just like a 2D viewprint. Everything is so plain. Everything is so dense. Everything is like a step-by-step instruction of how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, right? That's 3D, 4444. As we rise from 3D to 4D, you realize, oh, manifesting occurs. You mean I can put something out there and call it back towards me and we're energy and things are starting, and that's where you kind of understand that concept a little bit more. And the fact that we are energy and that maybe these things didn't work. And maybe I don't need an EVP machine when I can actually use my chakras and ask questions and receive messages internally. Do we all have to be a medium to understand energies around you? No, we do not. Then we start rising into like 5D and 7D. And me, I come from really high frequencies. So still none of these do I match. Okay. And that's the weird thing is we are evolving, right? This is evolution at its finest in real time. That's what these DNA activations mean and everything is once we get them, those that work in my things will know this. Like they're changing. Every time they do these things, they change. It is evolution at its finest. Like Amy, compared to when you first met me, how is your physical self, right? Like things that we do physically are different from third dimensional to 4 and 5 and 7D. It becomes different. Our body speaks to you, but we can hear it more. You can become more in tuned with it. When you eat lower vibrational things, you feel it more. You become way more in tune with that. Like, did you realize that even the meat that you eat, the emotions that animal carried is now in your system? This becomes 4 and 5D understanding and feeling. Okay. It's also realizing that energy is not borrowed. Please do not ever do Reiki. If somebody tells you that you have to borrow from a Reiki master and do things their way, that is third dimensional. I remember coming through that academy and they're like, you have to do theta this way. And I'm like, you're not hearing me. It doesn't work for me that way. Well, you're doing it wrong. I said, I'd beg to differ. You want to watch me do theta? It's like, boom, like that. Okay. It happens instantaneously with me. I don't need to go up. I don't need to go down. I don't need to protect all this stuff and go through the layers and go into it's just instantaneously. Boom. Oh, got to remove this. Got to do that. Got to do this. Oh, and then they were telling me I was doing it wrong. No. You know what they call like remote viewing? Granted, most people won't ever have access to this still here necessarily, but like I can literally just be outside of myself and I can travel to somebody and I'll do healings that way. I can literally see them. I can see what they're wearing. I can just, it's all within, of course, your personal preference, like through free will, right? Like just because I can do that doesn't mean I'm going and spying on people. Granted, I've still had some bad experiences with doing that. You have to be very careful. Like there was this guy I was dating when I first started doing this, and he was not where he was supposed to be. And I didn't mean to see that. And it hurt. So is there that aspect? Yeah, we have to be careful. But it's not what you once thought. Everything is so not what you once thought it was. Okay. And I was going to tell Roger about that. It's like he's trying to speak to his mom and he's trying to use all these external devices. That is third dimensional. Okay. You do not need a little recording device. You do not need all of these things. Is it cool to get something on recording? Yeah, but can you do it through you? Yes. It's learning that the energy is movable and moldable, and you're in more control than you've ever known. We are in so much control. And even for me, trying to do things like I used to, it doesn't work anymore. The reality will backfire on you. It just doesn't work. You cannot build from a non-solid foundation if you're standing here. And like when we went through the Nile, if you guys listen to that very carefully, there was 12, 13 gates of abundance, and they put gold in each one and they put pearls in each one. Well, we got to make sure those are open to receive. Okay. That means not being in expectations, not thinking ahead, being right here in the now, in balance from the heart space center, all of these things that they have taught and that they have me do and that they have us do. And can I get out of them? Yeah, I do too. Once we do that, the abundance can't come through. That's kind of what they represent. It's the same thing with like the 12 gates getting through the ascension. If I am not following the lay of the land, that's why I did that video too. I just finished that course and Lisa got that one, is that, you know, there's rules. And I don't like the word rules because that is like a solid, like, if you do this, there's nothing. And that's not the way energy works either. Everything's moldable and movable and fluid. And that's what I like to consider it as. And once you kind of get into that space and feel into the here and the now, if you truly do it and you practice it like I can do, I can just sit there and be in the center of all time and existence. And maybe that's unique to me, but everybody has that access and that capability if they're truly trying to tune in. And with that, you can create reality from nothingness. That's when you can see manifestations getting mucked and pull them through, correct them, correct the outcomes. If you're truly tuning in, you can create within the energies in real time. Just most people don't know how to do that. We don't realize how to do that. Okay, that's how I do what I do. That's how I can sit right here and go to Machu Picchu and move the land, turn a pyramid, draw light through it. It's the same kind of concept. I get it. Granted, it takes a lot more to do what I do, but everybody still has those capabilities. And going into the new earth, that's what it's going to be about. Okay, and right now it's very foreign, especially for those that are ascending, like myself. I went through that Nile. I don't know what's up and down. I can't do certain things at all. I can't go work a 9-to-5 job. Believe me, I would love to. I would love to just have money coming in. It'd be great. And at the same time, I got all this stuff going against me. So no matter what is coming at you, we have to be able to sit in this moment to feel into the energies and learn the new ways of the land. And it's the same thing for the 12 gates of abundance, but those also represents the 12 gates to heaven on earth, you know. And why would that be? Abundance. Think about abundance, then you think about darkness and lower vibrations. It's the same concept. If we can't get through the 12 gates and let go of darkness, we can't bring in money. We can't bring in abundance. It's hard, but we have to do things within the lay of the new land, within balance for prosperity. So I really want to focus on that course for a little while. Like everybody should take a deep dive into that course. Especially before I lose the courses thing. Get on there and like do that course and really sit with it and understand what that means. Because when we're out of balance, when our vibration is lower and we're not in gratitude and joy and things like that, it's just, we can't create the new earth. It's a totally different world. And these vibrations right now with the new planet are off the charts. Okay. They're different. They feel so foreign. Like, do you not notice? Like you wake up and it feels like a whole different world. Like, where am I? Who am I? What's going on? That is relevant right now. And you should be feeling that. You should obviously be feeling that, unless you're attached to the matrix. If you're not attached to the matrix, you're going to start to feel like you're in a foreign land. You want that a little bit. Honestly, 3333. And that is, like the card said, is the perfect opportunity to go within and be like, okay, if something's blocked, I need to heal something. You know what I mean? Oh, Amy, she sent a donation for general. Okay. Just a general message. All righty. I didn't expect that. You sure it's all you want is general? Okay. Amy, that's like more than, that's a, you want a healing? Like, I don't know what to do with that. We could do a healing and you just want a general message. Let me know for sure. So yeah, I use my life as a example because it's a really good one. I'm the one bringing it about. So these things affect me right away. If we take what's going on in our life for face value, we're in trouble. Okay? Period. If you take anything that's going on in your life for face value, whatever spirit calls for, she says, okay, then we are in trouble. Take it as an opportunity to look deeper, to investigate deeper, to feel into your body, to listen to spirit over anybody else around you or any circumstances around you. It is better if we take the moment to go, okay, if I'm out of balance, what do I need to do? Creation happens differently in a higher frequency environment. And the only thing that will block you is you. And trying to do things in a third dimensional form in a higher frequency planet also will not work at all. Okay. We can't do modalities like we used to do them. That is the biggest thing at all. When Spirit used to tell me that, I'm like, yeah, I'm bringing in the changes and I'm bringing in the new modalities. But when you really think about the changes I caused, that is very relevant. The earth is so different now. And I think about Reiki and it's just such a detached feeling. So detached. Everything just feels so detached from third dimensional form. Take the time to go within, to activate, to feel your body and do things from an internal forum. That is the only way. Okay. So Amy wants whatever Spirit wants to give her. I got to get Lemuria deck. Yeah, Amy, I got to send you that course too. It was the law one, the lays of the land. I went through those with you guys, but now it's in a course format. So I wanted to make sure you get that. So when you get it, download it. All right, so we're going to tune in for Amy and see what she needs. Oh my God, I'm tired. I feel like you've gotten very little sleep. I'm extremely tired going into your energy. Extremely tired going into, and I'm hungry. Watch what you're eating. Eat a little bit more higher vibrational foods if you can. And I'm feeling like greens. You need some greens, things like asparagus, arugula, and then all the way even to Brussels sprouts. So it's just a little bit more of a plain, flat, heart-healthy diet. So just be careful with that. Okay, that's interesting to me. So I'm pulling cards for Amy. And you got a twin flame card popping up here. Our ancient future. Oh, and I'm so drained. Journey to wholeness and your thyroid. I'm also being called to your thyroid. Yeah, so this is very interesting. We have harmonic flight. This is for Amy. Twin flame card. Okay. There's something here with this though. Our ancient future, right? We've talked about this one several times. This one comes up a lot in the workshops that we've done. Our ancient future. So like what I did, I went to Atlantis and we rose Atlantis and we also ascended Atlantis. So our ancient future, we're bringing back the past, but we're also taking us into a new place. So that's kind of the message that I'm getting here for you. Journey to wholeness. Okay. It should be a focus of awakening and healing. And so here's the thing is even though there's union, okay, excuse me, that's a release. It's super important to make sure you're still taking off your masks. So just in like a twin flame separation and their separation, the only way I can help them is through me. It's the same kind of concept going on right here because there's healing that's needed, but that is also coming through at the same time, whether you're aware of it or not, because this is truly about becoming whole in the union. Okay. And there's a little bit of an imbalance between the two of you, which means that you're like a little more awakened than your twin soul is. And that's to be expected. It's not like anything's wrong. But what they're saying here is when things rise, it's important for you to go, okay, why do I do this? Let me take off my mask. Why do I do this? Let me take off my mask. Because I feel like, again, we're going to like a different, like external source. We're going to an external world for healing and understanding when it's more internal. So it's making sense. So so just like when you were working with me and when I was on my twin flame journey, it can't change from that. So that you'll do more significance going within. You'll do more significance taking off your masks daily. This is very important because he has to hit a certain mark, like ASAP. That's also what I'm hearing here. So that's why I feel like there's something going on as an importance to get you to look within our ancient future. So our vibration counts. Why am I doing these things? Why do I do these things? And that is what's going to cause the biggest shift. I hope that makes sense. I need to see what else they have to say here. There's something else. Hang on. Yeah. There's just something else here. So he should be closer to where you're at. So he has a little bit of ways to go. And that's okay. We're always right where we're supposed to be. But I feel like instead of looking at external sources, it's super important to start looking internal. Why is this happening? What do I need to do? Because as the feminine, it is a concept of this isn't just about me. Everything I do affects my twin. So that's how we balance each other out, is by making sure we are balanced within. It's a necessity. Okay. And I keep being called to the balance, the yin and the yang. So I just realized that here too is in our ancient future. There's these two fishes at the bottom and there's a yin and the yang. I just now noticed that, but that's what's calling to my attention in this one. Super important for you to balance the masculine and the feminine from the inside out. I hope that really is making sense. This is a necessity. This is something that's important. And I feel like that's why both, like I'm starting to feel ill, really drained. Something's wrong here. And I do got to go to your thyroid. And then the song I'm getting is another Madonna song. It's like, I feel like home. Life is a mystery. I hear you call my name and it feels like home. So you're a little blocked within your telepathic communication as well. Truth transcends illusion. Okay, so again, deep dive. It's so important for you to take a deep dive within to find out what is going on. 22. Again, remember that's the master number of the union of the twin souls. So that's exactly what this is talking about, is there's a blockage between the two of you because it can't be dealt with on the external. Everything has to be dealt with on the internal. Okay. And then bringing your ideas to life. It's got to be a heart-centered balance. Otherwise, it can propel you guys apart. So you have to watch that energy. Even though we come together as twin flames, it's still a delicate balance of making sure you're healing, heart-centered balance, heart-centered actions, because you're not 100% heart-centered. Also, be playful. I don't care what's going on. We got to find time in the balance. Okay, so that'll throw us out of balance too if we're not playing and having fun. Okay, you've got to know your worth. You have to know your worth. That's big. I feel like that has been a layered healing aspect of knowing our worth. And it just needs to come to another layer of knowing that you are the queen. Okay, how do queens work? Like, I don't have to do nothing on the outside. Everything I do is internal. And then my external will match. And I feel like that's a different concept than what we're used to living. We're used to living an external world until the internal matches. And that's a false concept. Live an internal world until the external matches. Okay? Very important. Live an internal world until the external matches. And now I got to go inside your energy. You ready? Oh. So Archangel Michael is stepping forward, Malachi and Metatron. Now I know he did something to your Merkaba, but I got to do something to your DM. So this is why it's important for you to go within and start healing you, because you've got to heal him that way. It'll just come through. So all these things will start to happen. And it's a reflection also of him. Because I'm drawn to the Merkaba, but it's not just your Merkaba. So I'm getting like the yin and the yang image. So I'm also seeing his, where his is like gray and yours is like multidimensional. His is not multidimensional yet. We need to get it there. That's kind of what they're pointing to. But it's affecting you, okay? Because we affect each other. I hope that's making sense. It's a weird relationship. It's very difficult. That's why they're not third dimensional relationships at all. They're beyond that because it's an energetic based. It's all about development of the self, healing of the self, balance of the self and heart center. And then the other person is in their optimum. Okay. So inward journey for outward comprehension. All right, I got to draw a light from above. It's a yellow light. So we're coming down with a yellow light, going into your crown, to your third eye, to your throat, into your heart, opening you up, but it's yellow. This is relevant. Yellow. Going down into your solar plexus, your navel, your sacral, your root. Down your arms, there's a little blockage in your palm, and down your feet. It's like, did you forget the healer that you are? We've got to strengthen that muscle. So I'm immediately drawing light back up into your hand. Michael's helping to ground you because I'm like, I can't deal with that. I got to go to your hand. So there's a little bit of like, it's almost like a thorn in your hand, but I feel like it was self-induced. So it goes with knowing your worth. Like, did you forget again your worth? What are you capable of? Do not let anybody ever try to sway you in that. I don't care what's presented or what's being said at any given time. We are so powerful, and it's just a smoke screen. So I'm raising your vibration. So here's a dial. I see the dial and I have to raise your vibration a whole entire octave. So the whole entire turn around the dial. So I'm going to bring up light into your feet, into your ankles, your calves, your knees, your thighs, up into your root. And I'm going to raise the vibration of it. And he's got a DNA activation in there that's going in. So that's something we got to remember, is how much we are affecting each other. Remember I said, like, part of your job is to help him heal. And this is how. So I'm drawing the light up again into your sacral. And I'm going to raise the vibration up into your solar plexus. And I'm going to raise the vibration. Your navel. So there's also something going on with the navel. This is a reflection of your mother love. Like, mother connection from you to your kids, reflective of the mother connection from your mom to you. There's a disconnect. I do feel like you know how we set out to do a better job, but I feel like you still need healing there. So yes, you've done a better job, but it still doesn't negate the fact that you need healing. And so we're giving you some healing there from Gaia. Recognition. And then I'm going to your thyroid. So as I'm raising your vibration, I also got to go to your thyroid. I think I mentioned thyroid. It's a little sluggish. Watch your diet a little bit. So I'm seeing like arugula and spinach and Brussels sprouts and those kinds of things. Try to incorporate them as much as possible. So on his Merkaba, since I'm going through your energy, it takes a lot more. So I can only turn it from like gray to put together, if that makes sense. So they're balancing it and making sure both aspects are moving, because his were stopped. It was not balanced and it was not moving, which throws you off, and which in turn throws him off. This is how we affect each other. It's about 80% internal in a twin flame relationship, and the rest happens external. And then something with the heart space. So I'm in your thyroid, but then I'm drawn to your heart space. But this is also for his. There's like a hole in the heart. There's a hole in the heart. Figuratively and a bit literally. So I'm also in his actual heart, but in his chakra. And it's going through yours. So this is affecting you. So you guys are combining to a specific point. So this is weird. It's like when I look at a blueprint of your heart, I have to decipher yours from his. because that's how much combined we are when we're together. So it's like your blueprint to his blueprint, and then they almost like mimic each other. You know what I mean? And so you actually have to be able to, like, I can see them in an image where I could separate them. So kind of consider it as if we're still not united. I still have to do the internal work, remain in balance, because we've still got to help heal him. And potassium, you're low on potassium and fiber. Excuse me. So I am going through your bone structure and just boosting your marrow production. I feel like I'm a little bit dehydrated, vasoconstriction, like my whole body is just kind of doing this tense thing and they'll shutting down a little bit. So I'm opening everything up. You're a little dehydrated. Your diet's gotten off a little bit. It's a necessity where we are functioning from an internal world outward. So constantly take yourself back to that space. Where am I at? Homeostasis is a necessity. Once you're there, then we can create in the outer world. And then they're doing something to your throat chakra. So I'm in your thyroid still, but I'm going to your throat chakra, and you're getting a DNA activation. That way, when you okay, so you should be rising up into speaking some light language. So we need to get you like practicing those healings some more and back on track with that. We're a little bit behind in the developmental aspect from where you should be. And so the DNA activation within your throat is reflective of that. Not only can you understand more of what I say, but you should be starting to speak your own. And then that yellow light. Remember how I had yellow light? It's reflecting throughout your entire system. So it's going through your chakras, into your cellular structure, your integumentary system, your skin, into your heart, your literal heart, not just the heart chakra. Okay, so Michael and Malachi are working diligently on his Merkaba and heart space. This was a necessity. So there's a little bit of a hole in his heart, the chakra mainly. The heart does need a little healing, but it's the chakra that I'm talking about when I say that. So, like, I'm not saying he's dying necessarily. There's definitely some wounds that were creating a hole. He's going through a lot. So there is a big release that's on its way as well. It's an emotional release. He needs to be able to allow the emotions to flow. And so do you. Anytime the emotions arise, allow yourself to be a little bit more vulnerable. And that will help him do the same thing. So I want you to imagine like standing on a teeter-totter. He's on one side and you're on the other. And this is kind of how twin flames represent and work together. It's like if you go up, he may go down. If he goes up, you go down. It's working on how to work internally to balance the structure between the two of you because we have the same soul in there. And so that's why it's like I have to work internally and it will reflect on the external more than just for me. So it is like a responsibility. That's why not everybody's a twin flame. And then back to your thyroid, and then a little lymph drainage for you. and then acidic within the UTI area. So I'm just cleansing all of that out. Not UTI necessarily, but in the urinary tract, in all of that area, it's acidic. So I'm hearing that song again. Life is a mystery. Everybody stands alone, and it feels like home. So you will feel more at home internally than you do just next to him in the physical. I hope that makes sense. And life is a mystery. Everyone must stand alone. I hear you call my name, and it feels like home. I'm trying to decipher that whole entire song. I'm like, what? And it feels like home, just like a bird. Take me there, just like a bird. So he follows you internally more than anything, more than our voice can encompass. But I think you understand that part. So just listen to that song. I'm so tired. It's partly from stress, but also leaking energy. So they're repairing your bubble. So I'm back in your throat. I'm just doing whatever Spirit's guiding me to do. I'm back in your throat and I'm expanding your larynx. Your larynx. It's like tight, super tight and dry. It's just like I'm tired. I'm tired of talking, tired of everything. And then your silver cord is getting an expansion. So the energy wasn't flowing very freely. So it just helps that too. And then I'm in your heart and I'm holding it in my hand, your actual heart. And again, there's like stress enzymes. So we're stressing and our heart's feeling the effect of it. When you start stressing like that, it's like so natural for you to shove it into your heart space. They're actually saying take it and try to move it to your solar plexus. And that way you can receive messages on it more clear and you're kind of taking control of that stress. I hope that makes sense. And then I'm drawn to your eyeball. So I don't know if you've got a problem with your vision. And I don't know if I'm reflecting. I feel it in my right, but I'm going to your left. So in my right, I feel like I have like these balls of air just like poof, poof, poof. It's weird. Like almost like when they shoot your eye of air. It kind of feels like that. It feels pretty dry. It feels like pressured. Like there's pressure on my eyeball. And then I feel like a little bit of pain behind my eye going into my head. And it's weird because I'm like on my right, but I'm also on my left. And so, you know, at the back of the eyeball where we have those nerves and those, like, you know, like veins, like those things that connect it. There's tissue there. And then there's like the cords. I don't know what else you want to call them. I feel like there's some constriction in there. So it kind of hurts and I feel some pressure in there. Like it doesn't feel good. It almost like when I move my eye, like I could actually feel that whole area. And that's really weird. So it's almost as if there's air and it's really strange. That's how it feels. It's pressure. And so I'm just relieving it. It's like I'm going into those connections, those tissues, those cords, and I'm clearing out the muck. There's like muck. It's almost like air. Like I'm just clearing out this pressure. Strain, and you can get migraines from it. And then my eyesight is also affected. My eyeball hurts. Like it just feels like pressured, like it hurts. And it's not always like extremely painful. Sometimes it's a little mild, and so I don't know what's going on. And I feel like this also has to do with being sea level. So your body doesn't always compute with that so well. And there's like this weird pressure. It's almost like I got sand in my eye. That is a good analogy description. And then I have to like repair this tissue connection to your eyeball. So I'm just like literally like scraping it off and repairing the connection. It's definitely affected your vision. Like my eye just went blurry and I'm constantly like, what is going on? Floaters. I feel like it's all related. I can actually see the floaters in your eye. There's floaters. I can see them. And I'm like, it's like these weird, almost like pressure pockets. I don't know if you got sand in your eye for like the real or what happened there. But it does. It feels like there's sand in my eye. Hmm. And then I'm like scraping the lens. I'm just cleansing the lens. And then I'm going to your third eye and I'm like cleansing off almost like the viewpoint. So it's like the reflection was off. I was seeing a different viewpoint than what I should have been seeing within my third eye. Hope you can hear me. I hope this makes sense because my eyes closed and my AC kicked on. So that was weird. It went from your eyeball to your third eye. And I'm changing the perspective of your third eye. So you know how when you have like at the eye doctor, they have those different lenses for seeing clearly, and it's like the one on your third eye was showing you a reflection that was not accurate. It's like got inverted. So you were seeing a reflection that was not inside, which was weird. And then you're getting a hormonal boost. So throughout your system, a nice boost of hormones, thyroid related, epiglottis, your endocrine system cleansing. And then your fight or flight got kicked on, so I'm turning that off. So nice endocrine system cleanse, and your fight or flight got kicked on, so I turned that off. That just makes me feel more calm. I just feel more calm. Definitely was like outside of myself a little bit. Do your best to stay inward, even through weird scenarios and weird things that feel so foreign. Because I feel like that is what I feel here. It's not like I'm necessarily afraid. I just feel completely foreign, like I'm in a foreign land I don't fully understand. And so do your best to remain inward. Got to strengthen that muscle inward. not external. And that goes with the twin flame message. And I do feel like there is a forcing of being forced to slow down. And Saint Germain is recording it into the Akashic records. So there was some upgrades that occurred. Not necessarily just for you. All right. So I think that's it for today. So I'm going to pull back my energy. Oh my gosh. Oh. So Amy says she did have a rough week with the ex. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Lisa had to go, have a safe, enjoyable holiday. And then there's definitely a lot going on right now. I've been releasing, and there is a floater in your right eye. I saw the floater in your eye. I saw the floater in your eye, Amy. That was interesting. You felt you needed that. That was awesome. Thank you for being here to get it. That was really cool. Yeah, that was so cool because when I was in your eye, I could see the floaters, and it was like I was moving them, and it was almost like, is this a hair? It looked like pressure of like air or something. It's so weird how it's hard to explain it too. That was really cool though. I was literally taking the floaters out. That was so cool. You're so welcome. That was awesome. Definitely keep on that inward journey. Yeah, and he needs to emotionally release. So hopefully he feels comfortable enough to do that. Men can be so stubborn with that because they're taught not to cry. They're taught not to release. They're taught not to. And we've got to let go of that because you have to see it, feel it, express it, experience it, release it. Yeah, that was so cool. You're so welcome. Thank you guys for being here. I don't know. It's definitely a foreign land. Yeah. And that's fair. It just needs to do it more. And that's why it's super important for you to be internal too. He just got some upgrades too. Woo! Yeah, going through a lot. So be kind to each other. Be nice to yourselves. Today is the 2nd. On the 4th, I will be on Facebook delivering some messages from spirit and things and the moon energies and whatever else they have to say for that. I'm truly thinking we need to do like a happy release of like an art form. So maybe another painting workshop. I'm not sure if we'll do it in Patreon or what. I'll have to consider that one. It's going to be a lot of fun though. I think we need to do that. It's been a minute since we've done that. So stay in balance, heart-centered nature. I'm going to do my best to do so, especially twin flames. Okay. Thank you for being here. So much love to ya. Stay safe. Keep me posted, Amy. If you need me to do anything else, let me know. And hopefully by next weekend we can have that group meetup that we talked about. Okay. Hoping maybe I'll get a miracle. You never know. So much love, you guys. Stay diligent. Watch the Nile one again. That one just makes me feel so good. If you partook in that one with me, it's a good feeling. So I'm going to do that one again and again. All right. I'm going to go for today. I will see you guys later. Have a great one. Hasta la vista.